Hello everyone and welcome to Spain for round 3 of the 2021 Formula 1 season in the alternative Apex series. After the first 2 rounds of the season in Bahrain and Portugal, Max Verstappen has the championship lead. He will be looking for his third consecutive race win this season, but Mercedes will be doing all they can to stop him. Lewis Hamilton is 13 points in the Drivers' Championship and Mercedes is 1 point behind the Constructors. Whilst it is still close, it is crucial that Mercedes start to get some points over Red Bull, because the way things are going at the moment, it's looking like Red Bull are going to cruise to their first championship since 2013. However, it is not going to be easy for Mercedes around the Catalonia circuit because this is a track that in theory suits the Red Bull car. The higher downforce and slightly lower top speed means that Red Bull have the advantage at this tight and twisty circuit. However, don't count Mercedes out, because as they have proved over the years, they are very good when it comes to strategizing their way to a win. So who knows if they'll be able to claw back some points over Max Verstappen here in Spain. However, going into the Grand Prix, it is certainly Max Verstappen's favourite. But as the drivers prepare for this Grand Prix, who knows what could happen in the next hour. But here is the grid for the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix. On pole position it is championship leader Max Verstappen by 2.5 tenths over Valtteri Bottas. Looking down over the rest of the grid, on the second row we have Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez. Then it's Leclerc and Norris, 2 midfield drivers duelling it out for best of the rest. Ricciardo, Sainz on the fourth row. Then it's Gasly and Alonso rounding out the top 10. Tsunoda, Vettel, the first couple of drivers with a free choice of tyres. Then Ocon and O'Ward. Stroll and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi and Russell. Then it is the second Chevrolet of Schwartzman alongside Mick Schumacher. Then it is Latifi and Nikita Mazepin brings up the back of the grid. That is your grid for the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix. Here we are for the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix, and we are racing here. Max Verstappen gets a great launch off the line. It's Sergio Perez that's putting the pressure on Valtteri Bottas for second position. He already looks to have got Lewis Hamilton, but Valtteri Bottas, they're sending it into the brakes of turn 1. Sergio Perez, though, crucially for his teammates' championship challenge, it's looking like he's wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton. Can he take the position away? Yes, he can. Sergio Perez up into third position now. Behind them it's Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc wheel to wheel through turn 3 and towards turn 4. These two battled all race long in Portugal, and it looks like the same is going to happen here in Spain. Lando Norris doing all he can, but Charles Leclerc on the outside line going to prevail there. Or is he, as Lando Norris comes back at the Ferrari in the braking zone? Going to go all the way out there on the outside? No, he's not going to be able to pull that move off. Lando Norris now looking in his mirrors to make sure that his teammate Daniel Ricciardo doesn't try anything as they make their way up the hill towards the tricky turn 9. But Max Verstappen leads away in the Spanish Grand Prix after a great start. Here we have Yuki Tsunoda on the medium compound tyres. He's currently the highest driver on the medium tyres, which means he'll be able to make one less pit stop than those around him. Behind him, 2 places back, is Pato O'Ward, also on the medium tyres, so look for these two to come through throughout this Grand Prix, especially when the pit stops begin. Here is Pato O'Ward again, just a few laps later. The pit window looks to have opened. Oh, but that's smoke from the rear of the Chevrolet. Pato O'Ward with smoke coming from his engine. That is a big failure there on the Chevrolet car. Chevrolet, a new team in Formula 1 this year. And I mean, it was inevitable that we'd see some reliability issues for them so far. After a strong performance in rounds 1 and 2 of the season, Pato O'Ward is out in Spain. And it's Red Bull who take their third consecutive victory of 2021. Is there anything anyone can do to stop the young Dutchman? Mercedes will be certainly hoping that they can do something about him when they go to Canada next time out. But for now, it is Max Verstappen's day once again, and he extends his lead in the championship. He is looking utterly dominant so far in the 2021 season, showing what he can do when he's given a car that can compete for race wins and the World Championship. Lewis Hamilton this race only getting third position in the end means that Mercedes lose even more points in the Drivers' Championship. However, Lewis Hamilton has been known for his late season charges, so he'll be desperately hoping he can once again do them, as we're now 3 rounds of the season in. That means that he's only got 7 races left to go. Can Lewis Hamilton do anything here to stop Red Bull, or is this Max Verstappen's year? Lewis Hamilton going for his 8th World Championship. It doesn't look like it's going to come this year unless they can start to win races. Mercedes have just not been on the ball so far this season, despite having some strong results. They just haven't been able to string them together. So far this season, Mercedes struggling whilst Red Bull thrive. As you can see here in the race results, Sergio Perez 4th, Charles Leclerc in the end beat Lando Norris for 5th position in this race, Leclerc taking best of the rest honours in Spain. It is then Carlos Sainz beating out Daniel Ricciardo, proving that Ferrari had a very quick car this time out. AlphaTauri round up the final 2 points paying positions as they take home 3 points, which could prove crucial in their midfield battle with teams like Alpine, Aston Martin and Chevrolet. In the Drivers' Championship, it is Max Verstappen who leads the way by 24 points, a huge margin to have over Lewis Hamilton, but that is still less than one race win. So in the event that Max Verstappen has a retirement or has some sort of issues in a race and Lewis Hamilton wins it, then he is right back in the fight. So do not count Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton out of this championship fight just yet. Another driver you can't count out is Valtteri Bottas. He is only 7 points behind his teammate, so if things land well for him, then maybe just maybe Valtteri Bottas can win his first ever Formula 1 World Championship. In the midfield, you can see that Lando Norris is currently in 4th in the championship, even ahead of Sergio Perez. Of course, Perez having that disastrous weekend in Portugal, that has led to Lando Norris getting up ahead of the Mexican driver in the championship. Looking down the rest of the order, you see Pato O'Ward for Chevrolet, the rookie driver with the rookie team, currently sitting 9th in the championship, a very strong start to the season for them. However, notably, you'll see that there's no sign of his teammate, Robert Schwartzman. Schwartzman so far this season has been really struggling with the Chevrolet car, and his adjustment to Formula 1 is taking much longer than expected. It hasn't helped that the Chevrolet car is really not a nice car to handle according to the drivers, however its power advantage has kept it in the fight on a lot of circuits. Next up is Canada, so perhaps that'll be their chance to finally shine again, but this time with both cars. Robert Schwartzman will certainly be hoping so. Then to the Constructors' Championship, here you'll see Red Bull with a 6-point lead over Mercedes. It is still incredibly close at the top of the Constructors' Championship. McLaren currently sitting 3rd, just ahead of Ferrari. Ferrari, after a mixed start to the season, some issues in Bahrain, it has mean that it's taken them until round 3 to get past AlphaTauri in the Constructors' Championship, meaning that only now are Ferrari the top Italian team. That of course means that AlphaTauri are in 5th, Chevrolet still standing strong in 6th position, 1 point ahead of Aston Martin. Alpine with only 1 point so far this season, of course brought to them by Esteban Ocon in Bahrain, and the 3 teams at the bottom of the standings without any points being Alfa Romeo, Williams and Haas. Their pace so far this season has not been anything to shout about, however, recent developments by the Alfa Romeo team lead to some insiders in the paddock thinking that maybe just maybe Alfa Romeo could score a point or two in the upcoming races. As I said, Canada is the next round of the season. Can Mercedes finally get their first win of the season, or will Red Bull keep up this winning form? The only way to find out is to tune in again tomorrow. I'll see you there.